In this video, we're going to be taking a look on pages PowerPoint 60 and 61, in which we're going to insert slides from other presentations. To save time and energy, you can insert one or more slides you already created in other presentations into an existing presentation or one you are currently working on. One way to share slides between presentations is to open an existing presentation, copy the slides you want to the clipboard, and then paste them into your open presentation. However, PowerPoint offers a simpler way to transfer slides directly between presentations. By using the Reuse Slides pane, you can insert slides from another presentation or a network location called a slide library. And a slide library is a folder that you and others can access to open, modify, and review presentation slides. Newly inserted slides automatically take on the theme of the open presentation unless you decide to use the slide formatting from the original source presentation. Let's now take a look at step 1 on page PowerPoint 60, where it tells us that we want to scroll back up and click on this slide for thumbnail. And this is the one where it has the Atlantic region stations. And then we want to click on the new slide list arrow, which is on the Home tab. And then we want to go down here to the Reuse Slides, and we want to click on it. And of course, you can also open a second presentation window and work on the same presentation in different places at the same time. And of course, you can click the View tab, then click the New Window button in the Windows group. Now, of course, we have the Reuse Slides pane that is opened up on the right-hand side of the presentation window. In step 2, it tells us that we want to click the Browse button in the Reuse Slides pane. So we're clicking here on the Browse. And then it tells us that we want to then go to Browse File. Then we want to find the file that you've downloaded from Course Sites that is called pptc4.pptx. And of course, this is once again going to be either in your downloads or into your My Documents or into your home drive. Once again, I've saved mine onto my desktop. And I'm going to scroll down until I find the pptc4 file, and that is this one right here. I am then going to click on the Open. And of course, now we will notice that over here that we have 6 slide thumbnails that are displayed in the pane, with the first slide thumbnail selected, which is shown in figure C11. Of course, it's also shown here on your screen. The slide thumbnails identify the slides in the source presentation from the pptc4 file. Next, in step 3, it tells us that we want to point to each slide in the Reuse Slides pane to list or to display a preview of the slide. So if I would point to this one here, it would give me a preview of this that's on there, or it gives me just kind of a screen tip that's on there as well. And then ultimately we want to go down and click on this one right here, which is the Manitoba tour slide. And when we clicked on that, we now notice that the new slide appears in the thumbnails pane and the slide pane in your current presentation as the new slide 5. Now, of course, notice that the new slide assumes the design style and formatting of your presentation, which is called the destination presentation. In step 4, it tells us that we want to click the Keep Source Formatting checkbox at the bottom of the Reuse Slides pane. So down here at the very bottom, we want to click this checkbox here where it says Keep Source Formatting. Then we want to go through and click the Northern Quebec tour slide. And then we want to click the Keep Source Formatting checkbox again. And of course, now this time you'll notice that this slide keeps the design style and formatting of the source presentation. In step number 5, it tells us that we want to click the slide 4 thumbnail, and that is in the thumbnail pane, which is the Atlantic region stations. And then in the Reuse Slides pane, we want to click the Trans-Canadian Luxury Tour Slide, which is the second one that's on here. And then we want to click the Southern Ontario Tour Slide, which is the last one. Now we notice that 2 more slides are inserted into the presentation with the design, style, and formatting of the destination presentation. Now you realize that slides 6 and 8 are not needed for this presentation because those are some ones that we just added in for practice. Now, of course, a quick tip as well: to copy connecting slides or continuous slides, you can open the slide sorter view and then click the first slide thumbnail, and then press and hold your control key, and then you can click on each additional slide thumbnail, and then you can release your control key, and then you can click on your copy button, and that will select and copy multiple non-connecting or non-continuous slides. Now on step 6, it tells us that with the slide 6 thumbnail still selected in the thumbnails pane, we're going to press the control key on our keyboard, and then we're going to scroll down a little bit and we're going to click on the slide 8. Once we do that, we'll notice that slide 6 and slide 8 are selected. We can then release our control key, and then we're going to right click the slide 8 thumbnail, and then we're going to click on delete slide. Now we'll notice that slides 6 and 8 have been deleted, and objects on the inserted slides may not be in the correct position on the slide. And of course, to ensure objects are positioned correctly on the slide, we can reset the slide defaults. And to do that, it tells us that we're going to click the slide 6 thumbnail, and then we're going to press and hold our shift key down. Then we're going to click on the slide 5 thumbnail, and then release our shift button. And then up here in our slides group, we're going to click on the reset button. And of course that will reset it so that it matches the rest of our presentation. And those selected slides are set back to the original default settings for this design theme. Now in step 8, it tells us that we're going to click the Reuse Slides pane close button. So we're going to close this Reuse Slides pane, and then we're going to save our presentation. Now at the bottom of page PowerPoint 61, we're going to talk about working with multiple windows. Of course, another way to work with information in multiple presentations is to arrange the presentation window on your monitor so that you see each window side by side. Now you open each presentation and click the View tab on the ribbon in any presentation window, and then you can click the Arrange All button in the Windows group. Each presentation you have open is placed next to each other so that you can easily drag or transfer information between the presentations. Now, if you are working with more than 2 open presentations, you can overlap the presentation windows on top of one another. Now, open all the presentations you want and then click the Cascade Windows button in the Windows group. Now you can easily jump from one presentation to another by clicking on the presentation title bar or any part of the presentation window. And that concludes the information that's on pages PowerPoint 60 and 61. Just once again, make sure that you do save your presentation and you're ready to move on to the next video, in which we're going to be inserting a table.